Once upon a time, in a world torn apart by a relentless war, a young woman named Emilia found herself caught in the midst of chaos and destruction. She had lost her family to the conflict, and her heart was heavy with grief and anger. But little did she know that her journey would lead her not only through the physical battlegrounds but also through the depths of her own emotions. Emilia had always been a compassionate and kind-hearted individual. Her desire to bring peace and alleviate suffering had driven her to volunteer in a makeshift hospital, where she tended to the wounded and offered solace to those on the brink of despair. Despite the harrowing scenes she witnessed daily, she refused to let bitterness consume her. One fateful day, Emilia stumbled upon a wounded soldier named Alexander, lying helpless on the battlefield. His eyes held the weight of countless losses, mirroring Emilia's own pain. Despite the risks, she couldn't ignore the call of her empathy, and against all odds, she rescued him from the clutches of death. As Alexander slowly recovered, a bond formed between him and Emilia. They shared stories of lost loved ones, dreams that had been shattered, and the flickering hope that peace could one day be restored. Through their connection, they discovered that they were not alone in their emotional struggle. Many soldiers and civilians alike carried the heavy burden of grief and the scars of war. Emilia and Alexander embarked on a mission to not only heal the wounded bodies but also mend shattered souls. They established support groups, where people could share their pain and find comfort in the shared experiences of others. Emilia used her gift of empathy to listen and offer solace, while Alexander drew strength from his own journey of healing to guide others towards forgiveness and reconciliation. As the war raged on, Emilia and Alexander became symbols of hope in a world consumed by despair. Their selfless acts of compassion and their unwavering belief in the power of love resonated with people from all walks of life. Their story spread like wildfire, inspiring others to rise above their own emotional scars and work towards a future free from hatred and conflict. In time, the war eventually came to an end, but Emilia and Alexander's work was far from over. They dedicated their lives to rebuilding their war-torn society, focusing on reconciliation, and fostering understanding among former enemies. Their efforts became the foundation of a new era, one that prioritized empathy, healing, and the prevention of future conflicts. Emilia and Alexander's emotional war story taught the world that true victory is not achieved through destruction and violence but through compassion and understanding. Their legacy lived on, reminding future generations that even in the darkest of times, the echoes of the heart can transcend the horrors of war and lead humanity towards a brighter, more peaceful future.